Hello! I'm not using a tripod, so forgive the shaky. This is my torch. I've had it several years. I'm going to show you how I make my simple little clasps. I use fine silver wire, which is still readily available. Buy it up if you can find it, when you find it. If your torch can go, I'm trying to remember now, the degree, the temp, 2,000, just under 2,000 degrees, 17 to 1,800 degrees, something like that, you should be good. You should be able to melt several widths, diameters of silver wire. I haven't used my torch in a few months, and I've got some gas in there that I need to release. There is a little valve right here, and I'm going to use this all and release the gas, make sure it's all out of there, I don't hear any more noise, and refill it. I've removed all of the old icky gas from my torch. I'm going to refill it with some butane. All of these small hand torches use butane that I'm aware of. I got water on my counter. And you refill it the same way that you emptied it. You push it into the bottom at a vertical angle, and then you let the torch rest for 15 to 30 minutes so the gas has a chance to settle. And I'll be back. I'm going to start by making the rings for my little hook clasps. I found a pen, the diameter I like for the ring. I'm winding some 16 gauge fine silver wire around it 3 or 4 times. I'll slide the pen out, and my cutters cut my wire. Then I'm going to cut these rings apart. I got 2 good rings out of that twist. So I'm going to make sure that the ends are flush to each other before I start heating them up. You want them touching so you get a nice smooth melt. I use dead soft fine silver wire because I can just more easily work with it. Now that my torch is settled, the gas on my torch has settled, I'm going to start my torch. Oh, I have a fire block here. This will keep the flame from, catching my house on fire. So make sure you have one of those. You may not be able to see the flame, but you will probably be able to see the rings getting hot. I'm trying to be careful. I'm not going to be paying attention to this camera. I have to focus on this process. I want to watch it, heat everything. It will start glistening and then close off. Move to the next. Same process. Watch for the glisten and for that opening to join together. Right there. Cut off your flame. Dunk your pieces in some water to cool them. This ring closed off very well, very nice, and it will be an excellent ring attachment for my clasp. For the actual hook part of my clasp, I'm using 18 gauge wire. You can use a higher gauge if you like, but or lower gauge, I should say. Wider diameter. I like 18 gauge because it's easier to do the wrap at the end of the process. Lower gauge wires will be harder to wrap to make your little loop ending. So that's why I use 18 gauge. This is a little bit tarnished wire, even though I had it sealed, it's still, air still got in there and it tarnished. The flame will destroy that tarnishing, or you can buy some tarnish removing material and get rid of it. I'm going to put my flame this way. I'm not cutting the wire yet. I'm going to make a ball at the end of this wire in the flame, and that will be the tip of my hook. This dang thing is not cooperating. I'm afraid you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Let's see. Ah, that's better. Now I'm going to hold the wire with some pliers, because it will, the heat will travel up, and I don't want to burn myself. So normally I would do this facing away from me, but because I'm doing a demo, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start my flame. Eventually. There we go. And I'm just going to hold it at the very tip. It's hard to see because I'm in natural light. Tip of that cone in the middle of the flame. Try this. Make sure you have your water handy. There we go. The wire is getting glowing red hot. There we go. That's fine. Don't worry about those little pieces that fall off. When the ball is the size that you like, when you're happy with the size, immediately quench. There's my little ball then. It could have been bigger, but I had a hard time seeing. You want a nice ball at the end of your wire. You're going to take your round nose pliers and put that ball at the highest point, the fattest point of your round nose. You're going to give it a nice turn. You're going to keep turning until the ball touches itself in the wire. You're going to turn back this way so that you have a piece that looks like this. Looks just like a hook. Just like that. You're going to move your pliers about halfway down, and you're going to make a loop. Leave a little bit here for wrapping. This is not working out because I'm in such a weird position. Props to other artists who have done this on YouTube. It's a little too big. I don't like it. Make it smaller. There we go. Better. Now we're going to cut just enough to wrap, maybe an inch, inch and a half. I'm going to grab with my nylon coated pliers in a good position where I can wrap here this way. If you need to, use another pair of pliers so you can get a nice tight grip on your wire to twist. These make really nice clasps for little bracelets. You can use a narrower, a smaller diameter of wire for a more feminine, delicate look. Made lots of these. Haven't made them in a long time, as you can probably tell. Totally out of practice. If you need to practice with copper wire, go right ahead and do that. In fact, I would actually suggest it. You don't need to flame it, just practice your turning and bending. If you work with it too much, you're going to break it. So be careful. This end that I have sticking out, cut that off, or keep working it until I get it pushed in. Take your ring. You can make these smaller, and there you go. You're all set. If you want to work harden it, go right ahead and work harden it. And I'm done. It's a really crappy clasp. Honest, I used to be really good at this. I sold a lot of these on Etsy. But the cost of silver wire now, and the cost of components made of silver, I would really suggest just making your own. They look nice, they're very functional, they're strong. It's not going anywhere, so. That's my short, terrible video for today. Thinking of other things to make for you guys. Stay happy. Stay inspired. Stay cool. It's like 100 degrees. Bye! If you need to go back with your round nose, go right ahead. Oh, this is mangled. You get the idea. Totally mangled. There. I got it pushed in. There's my ugly, ugly clasp. What a mistake. Anyway, practice this because they will come out really well.